Alright, today's a new day. Let's try this again. Wow, that is actually a lot dirtier than I thought it would be for the 1 minute or so runtime this thing's got. I picked up this little brace kit here for the oil pump pickup because my brother-in-law's wagon there that had oil pressure issues found out what the deal was. His one screw came out and he lost oil pressure that way, and the crank is screwed. Hoo-wee! Oof! It is done. I'm pretty sure I torqued my bolt and everything, but you know what? This kit was like 12 bucks. I'll Loctite both of these, torque them with it's cheap insurance. That second bolt here, that might be cross-threaded, but that's just organic Loctite. It's still going to be better than just having one bolt holding it in, and I did get the other one with full thread engagement. We're going to call it good. It's actually kind of tough. Tougher than I thought, anyway, to do this with the timing cover on and the thing sitting on an engine stand wanting to move around. But like I said, good enough. Fought this freaking clutch for like 45 minutes and ended up coming back later because I had to think of a new strategy. So, after fighting with that thing, redid the clutch. It was off. My plastic alignment tool here, maybe I just used it too much. Who knows? But this is that LT1 input shaft, which uses the same pilots, same splines and everything. And should be golden now. But I tested this before I realigned the clutch, and it would not go in there. It was getting stuck, so makes sense the trans was having issues. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, there we go. That was it. Son of a bitch. Stupid plastic little tool. This thing is going directly in the trash. Here. Right there. So I couldn't come up with a way to chuck this thing at work in the lathe, so I sent it back to Driveshaft Specialist of Texas. They got all the jigging and stuff they need to do that. And I just got it back. And I've got to admit, that's a pretty terrible job. I was expecting way better work than that. So you can see on the left here is this old yoke from my Denny's drive shaft. It's got a nice bevel going in, a nice rounded edge to not tear up the seal or anything. And this rework by Driveshaft Specialist looks pretty amateur, not real specialist. Yeah, I tried to send it in and have them do it right, but this sloppy job here, I think is better than they did. I'm going to take it to the Scotch-Brite wheel at work. That'll round this off really nice on this outside. But here's my setup. I just put a die grinder in the vise with this 80 grit or whatever the hell it is. And I just let her sing. Okay, the redneck fixed it. Now it looks pretty good. These Scotch-Brite buffing wheels are friggin' awesome. These ball joints put up a hell of a fight, but I got the control arm bushings out. Had to cut these and get rid of them. These split, that's what they always do. I got these Problem Solver Moog jobbies. They're supposed to be a ball and socket, a lot better design. I guess so. And then these are polyurethane ones from my last Beretta, so I went and I did Delalume bushings in that one and then hated the NVH that it gave me for a daily driver. And I couldn't find the bushings that I took out. But I found them now, so they're going in the LS. So I got the control arms all finished up, and I put the ball joints in backwards for a reason. So there's an angle in this spot where the sway bar hooks up. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not, but I do know that I'm not going to use it with the sway bar by the rear bushing. It's definitely going to be in front of the front bushing if I do it. So that gives me the option to possibly use that. Okay, the yoke is back home and ready to go. And looking a lot better, I might add. Alright, well, now it fits. Hold it in place with one seatbelt screw right now. But it is really tight on clearance to the drive shaft loop there, because I was figuring I would do a 3-inch, not a 3.5-inch drive shaft, but it's so close to the U-joint right where the tight clearance is that I don't think there'll be any issues regardless of rear end articulation, but it's definitely on the tight side. Do a little cardboard aided draft in here. These are some gussets for the engine mounts themselves. I wish I had just some 1/4-inch plates sitting around. This is sort of a pain in the ass cutting it out of the C-channel. Okay, I got my gussets for the engine mounts tacked in. Didn't fully weld them because the poly bushings are in there, and gonna wait for that. I also got my little box out plates for the subframe done, so I can burn those in real quick. Alright, I got those tacked in too, and I'll do the finish welding when I get the when everything torn apart. And the old man is so rude, he wants to use his lift. The Beretta has been on it the entire time since we put it up. He's got a junk Mopar that he's parting out. That would be a lot easier to tear apart on the lift. So this is going to go outside for a couple days. I got to throw wheels and tires on it. Alright, this thing hasn't been on the ground in a while, but it's 1:30 in the morning and I got to go to work tomorrow. Got to get this hunk of garbage in there so we can finish stripping it, all this convertible stuff. But look at this tunnel. It's not that bad. That may work for a Beretta, especially this transition in the firewall there. I'm gonna steal that. There's the first time the LS has seen daylight. Gotta hook up a battery so I can roll up these windows though while it's sitting outside. Alright, this is a little sketchy. I started working on the harness and I got a lot of constant hots that are cut. I'm gonna try and find all of them, just make sure they're not touching anything and go for it. Yeah, I gotta worry about all these switched hots too, since I gotta turn the key on. Roll the windows up. I think we're good now. Using jumpers because this is the top post battery, because I hate them goddamn side post terminals. Now we're working. Well, I got power to the wipers, but not to the windows. Think I figured it out. There we go. That dinger's a good sound. Hey! Very nice. There you go. So, these are my grounds here that used to be hooked to the floor that I cut out. Those were sort of an issue. Still cracks me up how high this thing sits in the front. So, I mean, I've got no coolant in it right now. I've got the water pump off at the moment. There's some weight to add back in here, steering rack, but not enough to make an appreciable difference in the ride height. And it is freaking sky high. I mean, the back's not as low as I want, but the front is freaking sky high.
Now we can probably just push it backwards and...
Junk. We got another Miracle Mopar tire.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I saw.
They're pretty, aren't they?
Pretty ugly.
Holy shit, look at that. I can't friggin' believe it.
I heard it behind me when it hit a certain spot. It just whoosh, lost basically all of it.
I can't friggin' believe it's at least doing that. I couldn't.
Well, let's push it fast.
Huh?
Let's push it fast.
She's sweet.
I almost don't want to walk under it.
Don't be afraid.
Well, it actually doesn't have any more holes in it than my Beretta did, I guess. I still got a gaping hole in the front. Here you can really see it a lot better. Man, it sits high. Way too high.